Hello, guys. I'm coming back with another video. I'm not expecting this to go too long, but then again, there's no telling. There's no telling. I'm gonna give you guys a minute to just kind of hop on this thing, and I also want to check some emails. I get questions a lot, so um, I'll be checking my email with some of the questions that came through. I'm gonna try to pick something that I haven't answered before. Um, but what I want to really talk about in this video is how important is an online how important is it to have an online presence for your cleaning business, or how important is it to be, I guess, social in the realm of social media for your online business. I'm sorry, for your commercial cleaning business. So um, I'm gonna give it a minute. I'm gonna give it a minute. Give you guys a minute to chime in here. Let me go to my emails. Give you guys a minute to. Just giving you guys a minute to hop on before I start all the way here. Give me guys a minute. I don't know who's watching me, but welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. I'm just trying to give it a little minute, guys, before I get started. Um, so I'm just kind of killing it a little time, wasting a little time. Looking at my emails, I get asked a lot of questions, you guys. So um, I do want to hit some. I get shit so many questions here in my email. Um, if you're just joining me, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. If you're just joining me, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna talk about how important is it to have an online presence. I'm gonna just give you my perspective about it, um, and then I'm also answer a few questions here uh, that I've gotten in the email that I may have read or may have not read. I don't see a lot of the emails. Jasmine handle a lot of that for me, my assistant. So I'm gonna just kind of go through what I have here. I'm gonna try to pick the most unique. I'm gonna try to find something that I haven't spoke about. Okay. Look like I only have two. I don't know, everybody. It's kind of early. It seems like normally when I'm go come live late, it seems like I get a higher response of viewership, and pretty early. This early for me. 11:40, 11:11 actually. Yeah. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. I know you guys. I got two people that's watching me. Bear with me. You guys can say hello. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I will appreciate that. We're gonna go ahead and kick it off with that. If you guys have any questions while I'm kind of stumbling, and if you haven't emailed me anything, for those two people that's watching right now, go ahead and throw the questions at me. I will get to them. Uh, but again, what I'm going to talk about in this particular video is how important is it to have an online presence. Okay. I also want to let you guys know about my two awards. I received a couple awards today. I guess I can go ahead and let you see that now. Um, I got a couple plaques here. Couple, couple plaques here about for a company that we do cleaning for. Uh, Company that we do cleaning for. I received a couple little plaques here. One was for just showing up on time, and my workers. just always being, on time and showing up. The other plaque is for just exceptional work all year round. Like I say, uh, training is a big thing to me. This is the one that's about the big one here is that's the plaque about just showing up, doing with exceptional work, and this one is just being punctual, and showing up here. Well, enough about that. You get stuff like that. I was invited to like a ceremony of some sort earlier today, so I decided to bring it with me. I accepted on it behalf of my company and um, my employees. Like I say, it's all about the training. You will get stuff like that. Often. Generally speaking, thank you, Joe. I greatly appreciate that. You'll get stuff like that. A lot of times, sometimes they cut your checks, for whatever extra amount of dollars, any amount count my way. I accept anything um, because it's something that just happened organically. Thank you, Cody. I greatly appreciate that. So yeah, I got the smaller plaque was for my team showing up and being on time, being punctual. The bigger one is just for more exceptional work overall. Maintaining the building. So I was presented that earlier today at the gathering. Okay, what I want to talk about, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. Again, if you have any questions, chime in. I'm gonna revert back to my email from time to time. How important is it to have a online presence? A lot of times I get questions like that all the time in my email, and they say, Fabio, I never really hear you talking about online, and the importance of being online with the cleaning business. Um, some people even say, Fabio, I notice you're not online as much in terms of with your business. You don't have a strong business presence online. And here's the thing. I do believe being online or having an online presence like via website, a blog, or anything like that would help your credibility, would help your business on a national level, like on a broader level, right? If someone is looking for your company, you have to think like where, like if you weren't advertising and someone was looking for your company, where would they go? Would they pick up the yellow pages, right? Would they go online? And the truth is, I think they would go online. So I do think that having an online presence is important, right? Now, me, I haven't pushed that as heavy as maybe other YouTubers or bloggers or people that you guys might look at that might suggest that you have a strong online presence. I haven't pushed that too much because I've been able to be successful not having a online. So I know it can work, right? I'm not online savvy, you know. I don't. I'm not really, with the search engine optimization, any of that stuff. I would have to outsource to somebody that's just have a knack for that, to have a talent for that, right? And when it comes to self branding and talking about self in terms of my company and building revenue outside of online or offline, um, that's my specialty, right? Like if I know how to get press, right? So I know how to write a press release. I could get media attention, radio attention, right? I know how to write ads in terms of like if I was going to submit an ad in a newspaper, right? So I learned some of this stuff offline, right? Early on offline. Um, but online, I do like if you have a website, don't get me wrong. I don't want you guys to say, well, Fabio don't have a website, so I'm not going to have a website. The thing with me, I do more self branding than I do company branding, right? So if I was going to get a website, like right now, I got the name FabioHart.com in Park right now, right? It's in Park. Um, we will do a website for it, but it'll be more of a personal website talking about like everything that I do. It's more general for me, right? In terms of just Hollywood janitorial service or the $5 ride. I offer different services or, direct auto network or anything like that. So I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't have an online presence. I do advertise online through the likes of Facebook, like Instagram, when I'm looking for just my own residential accounts, right? I find it a lot easier to get residential accounts advertising through like sponsor ads and things like that, Facebook, Instagram, that type of thing, than I do cleaning, commercial. So I've tried commercially to use online platforms and online mediums. Like early on, I used Craigslist, that type of thing. I got some traction. Craigslist has greatly slowed down. There's a lot of spamming going on Craigslist. I'm not against Craigslist. I do believe you could get some business from Craigslist. I just don't believe it's as easy or as prevalent as it used to be, like back in the day, a long time ago. Craigslist has changed the dynamics of its site. Hey, how's it going, Kevin? Craigslist has changed the dynamics of its site. There's a lot of spamming. There's a lot of just rinky-dink stuff that's going on. So, like I say, I do believe that you can be successful with an online presence, but I don't think it's absolutely needed for you to be successful. Now, it's a difference. I'm not telling you don't get a website. I talk to a great deal of people, and they say, "Well, Fabio, I don't want to start my business. I don't even want to get any new accounts or anything like that until I have a website, or until I build this blog, or until I do this or do that, or I have this platform, or I built that platform." And the thing is, you could be waiting yourself out of many thousands and thousands of dollars, right? You could be waiting yourself out of many thousands and thousands of dollars just trying to build an online presence. Because here's what I know for sure: when you're building your online platform, your online presence, it won't happen overnight, right? That's for sure. That's for certain. Okay, it won't happen overnight. It's gonna come with constant posting, right? Just like my channel here, official Fabio Hart here on, excuse me, on YouTube, right? So it's steady growing, right? But I had to keep posting videos and keep giving knowledge and keep doing the videos for my subscription list to go up, right? For people to view me more. I am a big fan of YouTube. I think YouTube is operating a lot different than it used to be. I think they're tightening up on the rules a little bit. I even hear people who say that they subscribe to me, they're not getting the notifications that I'm live or that I posted a new video and things like that. So I don't know what's going on with that, because it used to come through like clockwork back in the day, but I don't know what's going on. But if you have a cleaning business, a painting business, a pressure washer business, I think the likes of video would do more selling than any blog or website and things like this. And here's why. Here's why. Because for whatever reason, I think that video populates through the algorithm of Google a lot faster than like websites. It's my personal opinion, and it just seemed like, because whenever I Google something, if that company has like some videos or some tutorials or things like that, um, a lot of times that populates first on the Google platform, on the Google page first, right? And it's like, okay, video, and you can click the video, and then it'll take you directly to the YouTube link. So that's why I tell a lot of people, like, if you do your own little video or you have your own little short commercial and you can post it to your own YouTube, that'll show a potential client, how you work, give them a little intel about your business, that type of thing. I'm not against that at all. Like if you do a before and after video, or if you're trying to teach them something, like if you're a painter and you want to teach them techniques, right? Window washing, you want to teach them techniques. Like I have videos on here early on when I first got started. I started when I was doing the cleaning. If you look at some of the older video, you'll see me actually in the counts, and I'm vacuuming, and I'm giving you a tutorial, not a tutorial, but I'm giving you a walkthrough of the new facility or what have you, right? But I don't do that as much, right? I'm not in those accounts as much slanging the mop, so to speak, right? Or doing the vacuuming or the sweeping, that type of thing. But I do think that those videos sell. That gives a potential prospect um, an idea about you. It'll show your cleaning, right? It'll show you in action, so to speak. Whether you were painting, window washer, you do residential. If you're cleaning, let's say an oven, right? And you show how filthy the oven is in the very beginning before you even start. And then you show how clean and magnificent this oven look after you're done. That's a great selling point for your company. So if somebody was someone to looking for someone to do cleaning and they found your video on YouTube, or they found your video by just, let's say, Googling your business name or what have you, then that will populate. Okay. If you're just joining me, I want you to like, share, and subscribe, you guys. I'm just coming through with a video. I'm gonna get to some email questions in a minute, because I don't get to them as often as I would like to, and they just kind of pile up. And I guess these people think, oh, he's never gonna answer my questions. Not that, as I just get so many emails, guys. So if you just joined, I want you to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. What we're talking about is how important is it to have a online presence, right? Whether it's social media, whether it's websites and things like that. And like I say, although I don't have like a company website, my company does magnificently well, right? We do extremely well, okay? And that's without a website, right? So like I say, it can be done. It can be done. You just have to be knowledgeable about, if you wasn't advertising, how would your client find you, right? How would your client find you? I believe that I have enough presence, like locally in my area, that I feel that I'm known about enough, right? I'm not gonna say I'm like the biggest in my area, right? I'll be lying. But I do think my presence is big enough and wide enough where people would know that they can call me, and I'll be able to come out and give them a walkthrough and give them an estimate and put in my numbers and things of that sort, right? So you have to kind of just know your area, know your competition, know how would the customer find you if you weren't advertising, that type of thing. And I do, like I say, pretty well. I solicit the customer probably more than a customer is looking for me. I'm looking for them more than they're looking for me. Some people would consider that working harder, not smarter. Some people would tell you you should have the customer just coming to you. Set up a system, set up a portal where they just knocking on your door, so to speak. So, and that very well could be the truth. But like I say, if it's not broke, don't change it. If it's not broke, don't change it. And that's where I'm at with it. If you guys have any questions, like I say, you can throw them up here. Let me go to my emails, guys. Let me see here. Let me see here. Let me see here, guys, what I have. Okay, I'm reading something. Somebody asked me about Facebook. All right, someone asked me, they say they sent me a Facebook request and I haven't accepted. On my Facebook page, you guys, I'm maxed out at 5,000. So your request will sit until somebody delete me, or I delete somebody, and then I can add more people. So it's not that I'm ignoring you on Facebook if you sent me a Facebook request. It's just there. I can't accept you because Facebook only allow you to have 5,000 friends. Okay. Let me see here. What else? Hey Fabio, I love your channel. Quick question: Do you allow any other YouTubers to influence? Do you allow any other YouTubers to influence your videos, or do you watch them? No, I don't watch any other. I guess you're asking me about janitorial guys. I don't watch any other janitorial channels. I'm not gonna say I haven't, but I think that if you watch other people content, you'll be compelled to rehash information other people post, right? So like if I watch another video with somebody else and they have a point that I agree with or disagree with, that might prompt me to come with another video of my own and explain something that somebody else was already talking about. Well, you could just watch what they're talking about. So I kind of want to stay in my own lane, stay in my own loop, so I don't necessarily watch other people content as it relates to commercial cleaning. Okay, let me see what else I have here. Hey Fabio, I hear you talk a lot about your lead generation program. Quick question: how were you able to build that program up where it would work? How would you how did you build that program up where it would work? Okay, so as it relates to, I get asked a lot about like the lead generation and stuff like that. Um, it took time. It took time because the thing is that you have to. It's all about what you say, right? It's all about what you say. Everybody isn't like phone friendly, right? And that's what I find out, that a lot of people aren't phone friendly. A lot of people don't like the way they sound over the phone. A lot of people don't like just dealing with people over the phone. They don't like the rejection that they get over the phone, that type of thing. But me, I just built the script, right? I kept playing with it. Like if I was saying something and it didn't roll off my tongue right, or it didn't sound a certain way, I would kind of scratch it and I would keep practicing as I go. So that's the way I learned how to do it. I had just a basic script in the beginning, but the way the script read, um, it just wasn't flying well with me. I wasn't gelling well with it. So I kept doing it and I kept doing it and I kept doing it. I kept. It just came down to really making the calls. So sometimes it's not necessarily your script. Sometimes you can have just a blandest script, the most boring script, but you make a lot of calls and then eventually you would get in the door. And I think that that's what happened with me when I started building my own lead generation, that type of thing, making the calls. It's also kind of where you get the leads from. I had ordered this directory from Info USA. So it's like a big, it's almost like a big yellow page. It's like a big thick double yellow pages. Like if it's a really huge directory, and it has a lot of important information, stuff that the yellow pages don't have. Now it costs you a fortune, and I'm not sure if they sell the actual book now. I think they actually sell it online, and you have to rent it online, that type of thing. Um, but I had bought the book, you know, and just got to calling people, direct straight from that. Also use Yellow Book, Yellow Pages. At first, I would actually flip the pages, but now I use like maybe the online website. The yellowbook.com, yellowpages.com. You enter, dentist office. You enter what city. You enter your zip code, right, and let it populate all of the, let's say, dentist offices or chiropractors offices that you're looking for, right? And then you just kind of get the call in straight from the screen. Um, I don't think any given script um, is like uh, like a $1 million script, so to speak. Or I don't think any. I think everybody's script is going to have that room for. I guess what would be the best way to put it? Room for improvement, right? Everybody's script have that room for improvement. The thing is that it's just how long you can stay in the game. Are you willing to make those calls? Are you willing to do that every single day or every other day? A lot of times people ask me, Fabio, how many days a week should I make those calls? As often as you feel you should, right? I tell people to offset it with their door to door. So I feel like, if you know you're not the phone person, but the phone, doing the phones is a must, then I feel like you probably should maybe do phones on Monday, go door to door on Tuesday, phones on Wednesday, go door to door on um, Thursday or whatever, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, and just do it like that through the course of the week, and then you can give yourself, Saturday and Sunday off, right? You don't necessarily have to do it on those days. You can just make it straight Monday through Friday. And some people do it, a lot of people don't, and that's why I have some subscribers that's making money with the business, and a lot of subscribers that's not making money with the business. Okay, so let me see if I could come up on some more questions. I got so many emails, you guys. Hopefully I'm not boring you here. Um, like I say, the main premise of this video was to come on and just talk about online presence and how important or not so important it is to have it. Like I say, I do agree that it's important. Fabio, have you ever thought about getting other people to do door to door for you? I actually have people that do door to door for me. Do I think they excel like myself? No, because we different personalities, right? So we have different personalities. We deal with people different. But I have people that go door to door. But if I bat myself against them, I feel like I get more traction. I feel like I get more deals quickly, right? Because I kind of know what they're looking for. Like they're trained. They was doing door to door before me, but I feel like nobody can really explain your company like you know. But then there becomes a time where you're too busy and stuff like that that you have to have help. You have to have canvassers is what they like to call it, right? People just canvass the area going door to door on your behalf, right? So if you can afford that, then I would suggest that, and I would suggest hiring somebody that's done it for a significant amount of time, that has a knack for that has a specialty for it, right? That's been doing it, have a little history in doing that, because it'll come natural to them. But like they always say, no one tells your story like you, right? So I think that even though you might hire somebody, what the hell? Even though you might hire somebody to go door to door on your behalf, I feel like you should do it yourself, just for the experience, right? Just for, because like I say, once you do something enough, it'll become natural to you, right? It'll become natural to you. Like in the beginning, let's take school, right? In the beginning, when you first started school, you were nervous, right? You wasn't sure if you was gonna like it and how you was gonna adapt with other students. But as you begin to go on a day-to-day basis to school, whether it's elementary, middle school, high school, college, whatever the case is, you adapt to it a lot better, right? It became not so hard for you to kind of get up and go, right? But in the very beginning, you might have been a little setback. Yeah, I don't want to go to school. You so used to not going to school, right? And then you start going, and then you meet friends, you meet the teachers, you understand the curriculum as far as what you got to do, and all of that. It becomes a lot better for you. So I look at it the same way. I look at it the same way, but I'm not against it. Like I'm not against you having somebody cold call for you. I'm all for it. Just train them well, or try to at least get somebody that's done it for a significant amount of time. Somebody that might have that skill ability to use the phones on your behalf. Okay, whereas you don't excel there. Okay, you can have somebody else do that. So I'm definitely not against it. Let me get back in my email, you guys. I want to see if I have any more questions that I can answer. Like I said, I get asked so many different questions. Okay, I found one in here. Fabio, how can I make my business different within my immediate area? Like I want to be the top dog in my area, not being a franchise. Do you have any pointers on wait oh do you have any pointers on that? Okay. Okay, so you say you want to be the top dog in your area in regards to commercial cleaning, right? You want to just dominate your area as far as building a system. um the only thing that I can say is try some of everything, to be honest, absolutely honest, is to try some of everything. Whatever works, keep it. Whatever don't work, just do away with it. Don't use it. right? Well, Fabio, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the marketing methods, right? However, how do you pick up your counts, right? You just you monitor your traction level in terms of making phone calls, sending out mailers, going door to door. If you use online platforms, Facebook, or have a website or anything like that, you just see where your traffic is coming from and then invest more time in that. And that's what I did. That's why most of the time, 95% of the time, if you watch a lot of my videos, you understand that I talk a lot about going door to door or using the phones. And that's only because I know that I was able to build a great deal of traction using those two things. Okay. Am I against direct mail or faxing by, sending faxes over and flyers and things like that? No, I'm not against that at all. Matter of fact, I'm all for that, right? But what works for me, I like to give out to you guys because I know if it worked for me, it'll work for you. I'm also the type of guy that didn't have a whole lot of money to start with, right? So that's another reason why I picked up the phones and why I went to door. That was more sweat equity than it was money, right? Because I didn't have a whole lot of money to invest in a online campaign or advertising campaign or doing ads or trying to do a commercial or radio or anything like that. I didn't have a whole lot of money for that, right? So what I did is kept the money that I did have, put it in the bank, and then I just used a lot of sweat equity. I just got it out the mud, so to speak. Hustled and bustled, right? Every single day. Like I say in the beginning, I was a little offset by it because I guess I was lazy and then wasn't sure if I can get an account. But once you get that very first account, that assure you that this business is for you. I don't care if the account is $300 like mine was in the beginning. You're looking at it like they're only gonna cut me a check for $300, but I'm gonna just do it and maybe I can get something else. And that was my mindset. But I was out hustling and bustling, guys. I was out hustling and bustling every single day. I was picking up the phones. If I wasn't picking up the phones, then I was damn sure going door to door. But you guys can do a multiple of things. Like I still send out mailings and things like that, right? It's not my biggest thing because, like I say, I'm all for saving money, right? I'm all for saving money. The more money you save, the more you can add to your pockets. The more you can line your pockets. Now, don't be cheap. I do pay for things that of quality. For an example, my subcontractors that do painting for me or pest control or my contractors that might do um, floor, right? VCT floor care, my carpet cleaners, things like this. You want to pay these type of people well, right? You want to pay them well because you pay them good, they do a great job, and then whenever you need them again, they're more than happy to come back and work for you, right? Because they know working with you, they're gonna get a check, and a pretty substantial one at that, right? So that's essentially like how I feel about it. You have to build a system, but you have to do it step by step, and that's how I was able to build mine step by step. I recognized what worked, I used it. I didn't let nobody talk me out of it, or if I talk to somebody else and say, man, you shouldn't do that, you should do this. Well, that's easy for them to say, right? That's easy for them to say. That might work for them, but it might not work for me, right? We're different personality traits, right? So they might have a way of doing the flyers or a way of, you know, uh, uh, whatever, using in websites or online platforms or social media, things like that. Whereas you might not be a specialist in that. You might not have any type of specialty in that. You might feel comfortable with just straight phone calls, right? Or you might feel comfortable with straight door to door, whatever it is. I do think you should cross market. I do think that you should do some of everything because I'm always one to say you should run your company like a presidential campaign. So that means just do some of everything. But in the very, very beginning, you always want to find out what works. And how do you know what works? Not necessarily the fact that you're picking up an account. So that's when I say what works, I'm not necessarily saying, okay, you let's say you use the phones, right? And you got some accounts using the phone, so it works. It could be just a matter of them calling you back, right? It could just be a matter of you using the phones. You got outbound calls going out, and you're now getting calls coming back into your call center, right? Or coming back to you, right? So it works. So whatever you said over the phone that triggered them to call you back, I would consider that as working, right? Now, once they call you back, it's just a matter of turning that into a booking where you can go and do a walkthrough, right? And then, so forth and so forth. You do your walkthrough, you give them your estimate, and ultimately you closed it with an agreement, right? So um, that's what I would consider, working. Same thing with going door to door and anything else for that matter. Okay. So whenever you're getting that traction coming in, whether you sending out flyers, for an example, you send out some flyers, you're getting that traction coming in. I would consider that working. It's just a matter of you turning that lead and closing it, turning it into an actual account, an actual deal, right? Um, Let me see here if I got anything. If you guys got any questions for the people that's watching me, go ahead and throw them at me. Let me see if I got any more. I got so many emails, guys, and um, let me see here. Fabio, I'm getting traction. Wait, Fabio, I'm getting traction. The only thing that I'm having a problem with is what to charge. Once I walk in a facility, I do not know what to charge. Can you please email me or call me at, and then they leave their number. Okay. Charging is just one of those tricky things, right? Charging is one of those tricky things. Sometimes I come in too high and I get an account. Sometimes I come in low and I get an account, and vice versa, right? I come in high, I don't get the account. I come in low and I get the account, right? So the thing is that there's a lot of different ways that you can get to the number. Okay, essentially you have to know what your workload is. How do you figure that out? Well, when you do your walkthrough, they're gonna explain to you what they need done. You're gonna take notes on what they need done, right? A lot of people think it's just the dynamics of the square footage. That's a huge part of it, but it's not the only part of it. Okay, you need to know how many days a week you're going to be working there, right? You need to know what's the workload, like what do you have to do, okay? Excuse me. It's a such thing as general cleaning and then extra cleaning. Okay, I don't know if any other YouTubers talk about this, but it's a such thing, right? If you don't extra clean, I believe you should get extra pay for that. I believe you should charge more for that. I don't believe you should charge a general cleaning price on this facility where you're doing a lot of extra stuff, wiping the baseboards and stuff like that. I would consider extra. That's not generally general cleaning. That's not what you would generally do going into a building. It's not like a vacuuming or you're doing a dusting or anything like that, the little wipe downs and things like that, right? But sometimes people say, I want you to wipe down the ledges, right? To me, that would be extra. That's not a general thing that you would normally do. So, again, sometimes you have to figure out what's extra for you, because what's extra for you might not be extra for me. Like I might say, you know what, this will be extra for me, and I would charge, I don't know, let's say $500. Just throwing a figure out there. And that you might be like, whoa, that's extra for you. Well, I would consider that as general cleaning. And you might charge $300, right? So like I said, was different from you is different from me, like, and vice versa. What's extra for me may not necessarily be extra for you. But here's the absolute thing that I would suggest you guys to do. Here's, if you starting your company today, you say, Fabio, I need to get traction. Fabio, give me some pointers on getting contracts. Here's what I would absolutely do today if I was just starting off. Let me see here. Another email coming through. Sheesh. On both phones, right? Okay, so if I was just starting off today, I didn't have no contracts, what would I do? I would definitely go door to door. I would definitely use the phones. I will go door to door first, but the thing is that I will offer them a package deal. I think package deals is an absolute beauty when used correctly. I think package deals is an absolute beauty when used correctly. Like if you present somebody with two or three different packages and you let them pick the package, right? They're going to pick the one that they feel is most close fit for them. And based on your walkthrough and you know what you found out that you have to do, you can kind of decide, what package should be better for them, right? You can say, well, this wouldn't fall under our general package. This would fall under our Superman package or whatever, right? The big package, right? And when you give people options, um, I think it just worked better in the very, very beginning. Like those smaller buildings, if you're charging, for an example, if you're charging, um, let's take a 2,000 square foot building, 2,500 square foot building. To be honest, I don't think you should probably charge no more than anywhere between $40 and $50, depending on the nature of the clean, right? Because the space itself, 2,000 to 2,500 square foot, is not a big space, right? And if you mark it up, let's say $100, per cleaning, it might be worth it considering what you have to do, right? So that's why I tell people it's not just about the square footage. Sometimes I get emails and people are like, okay, here's the square footage. How much should I charge? Like on my estimate breakdown sheet, guys, it has all of these figures, right? From this square footage to that square footage, how much I would charge per hour, how much I would charge per cleaning. But I also have to factor in what's extra work, and then I will mark that up, right? So it's a technique. The sheet gives me an outline, but the figures, let's say I use from 1,000 to 3,000, right? And let's say I charge uh, $15 an hour, something like this, right? This is hypothetical. And then let's say I charge just for a flat fee or flat rate, um, $45 or $50, just between this square footage, right? Between the square footage. Okay, that giving me a generalization of how much I would charge for this space, right? But once I enter the building, do the walkthrough and have to decide what's considered general cleaning, right? A basic clean, and what's considered extra, then I have to hike up the price, right? If it's something extra in there, I have to tack on more because, again, the more work there is, the more you should charge, right? Because it's going to take you more time to clean, right? So that's really like my philosophy behind it. But I will offer a free cleaning. These are my top deals. If you guys never wrote anything else that I said down, you might want to write this down. I will offer a free cleaning to get in the door. Okay, that doesn't always work, but I would give and for that free cleaning, guys. I'm not saying go clean up a 10,000 square foot building. I'm not saying that. Find smaller, compact buildings that'll take you maybe an hour and a half to clean. All right, so you might say, well, I do free cleanings up to a 3,000 square foot facility or up to a 3,500 square foot, facility, 4,000 square foot facility, whatever, right? But do your free cleanings on the smaller facilities, right? You don't want to break your back and do all of this for a really huge facility, and then they may not hire you. Okay, so when you do that free cleaning, you go in and do what I call a show up and show out. If you do great work, you want them to, by the time you leave that facility, you want them to not be able to live without you. You want them to damn near want to put the John Hancock down, while you're cleaning, right? That's the mindset. So you want to go in and clean that thing super good. Let me see. Well, the thing is, it separates you, Tony. It separates you. A lot of janitorial companies don't do a lot of things, right? But when you do things conventionally, then you get conventional pay. When you do things unconventionally, then you'll get unconventional pay. So you want to separate yourself. Now, I'm not saying that you have to do this every single day, right? I'm not saying that you have to be breaking your back for free every single day, but that's a technique that you can use. Okay, like when you go and do a walkthrough, the way I would decide if I'm gonna uh, do a free cleaning is when I go in based on what the place look like. If they have a company already and they're just trying to get rid of a company, then all I really have to do is clean up the company's mess. The company that they have clean up their mess. But if I gotta scrub and hands and knees and really get down on the dirt and really grind, then I'm not sure I would want to do that for free. So I would kind of analyze a building when I go in and say, you know what, I can actually offer a free cleaning, make it smell, the place smell, together, and get the place up, tidy this place up, and I really probably could sell them on this free cleaning. Okay, now like I say, the free cleaning don't always work, but it's something that you can try. I like trying that. Another thing that I offer is a free carpet cleaning. A lot of companies haven't had carpet cleaning in just so long, they just don't have the budget for it, or they just haven't made the budget for it. So what I like to do is lock them in for a year. I'll tell them something along the lines of, well, we're offering a free carpet cleaning for any company that stay with us for a year or better. So if you with us for at least a year, you're up for a free carpet cleaning at the end of that year. Okay? And a lot of people be like, what? I could get a free carpet cleaning? And they'll sign their John Hancock on the line. I've gotten a lot of deals based on that free carpet cleaning situation. Now, a lot of times by the end of the year, they forget about the carpet cleaning, but um, eventually they come around. They come back to it. Hey, Fabio, I'm thinking about getting the carpet clean. Now I know you guys said we stayed for a year. We're gonna get a free carpet clean, and then you just go ahead and provide that service. That's one of the things that I like to do. The free clean, the free carpet cleaning. Okay. You can also offer like half off services, right? Half off first month, half off third month, right? You can offer like half off the services that you provide. Okay. You get in that thing, you get to clean in and getting the place tidied up, and then you can upsell maybe window cleaning and upsell other services once you get that contract and you locked in. So that's a way that I build more revenue from the same accounts, right? So whereas I don't, is there any professional commercial carpet cleaning machines you can recommend? I have several. I have several in our little warehouse. I don't remember the actual model and the name of it. What you can do is you can email me and ask about that, and I'll get that over to you because I just don't remember it by hand. The actual machine. I actually have several different machines, right? And it's generally the machines uh, that my subcontractors use, right? So I kind of eye it out and see how they use that machine. If I ever had to use it, I know how to use the machine, right? But that's what I'll do, Kev. Just email me, just asking about it. Say, hey, Fabio, I was online, and I want to know what machines, and I'll get the make and model for you, so you can take a look at it. Okay. But yeah, those are different ways that I like to get into new contracts. So to recap on that, I like to use package deals, right? Give them options: package A, package B, package C, or package A, package B, right? Um, Also, in the beginning, I will come in low on the prices. Because I'm a big fan of smaller to medium sized buildings. Like this building is huge. It's a huge account. Yeah, we get paid a lot for this account, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it in for nothing. But at the end of the day, I think I built more revenue with my smaller to medium sized accounts. Like this account is an everyday account. I love the once a week, the twice a week, the 3 times a week. I would do 4 times and 7 times a week. I would do those accounts, but I absolutely adore the 1 time, the twice a week, the 3 time a week accounts. And you can make a ton of money with those accounts. Okay, you can make a ton of money with those accounts if you just price it well. The money can rake up so quick. You know, you come in low. On the price. I like to charge flat rates. Most people ask me, Fabio, do you charge by the hour? You charge flat rate? I only charge by the hour when I'm getting really big accounts like this one where I'm at, right? Charge by the hour. We here for a significant amount of time. Well, this deal, it was a lot of different components to this deal, right? But charging by the hour was one of them, okay? Because it's so huge. It's such a big property, right? But when you're doing a 2,000 square foot, a 2,500 square foot, man, guys, if you don't charge them people $50 for a clean in, get in and get out, because look, man, you got to think. Look, take this down. This is why I say, okay, so let's say your maximum clean. Let's say your maximum. I definitely screwed up charging too much. I went off by a sheet. Oh, wow. Well, it depends on what sheet you went off, Tony. Because some people prices, like my prices on my estimate, that's why I get those accounts. Because everything is at medium ground. Like it don't come in high, it don't come in low. On my estimate breakdown sheet, the way it's written out is it allows space for you to mark the numbers up. Like for an example, when people people that purchase my estimate breakdown sheet, right? So let's say people like in, let's say, Albuquerque, New Mexico, or let's say Las Vegas, Nevada. I would tell them to hike the price up a little bit because the price is at a medium base. It's not high, but it's not low. But for Vegas, for Cali, for Albuquerque, right? The cost of living is a little different than it is like in the Midwest region, right? Ohio, Michigan, etc. Right? So I would tell them to hike the price up more so that it give them a better profit margin, right? So you would at least, at the very least, even if they didn't touch the price and they went in with the price, they still can make money, but they have room to up the price, is what I'm saying, right? So you go off a per hour base. No, I go off a flat rate base. It's only when I get into larger accounts do I go off a per hour base. Like this. This account is 4 buildings, take up 5 blocks. 4 buildings, 5 blocks. Very long, right? I have 3 people working, right? Just 3. 4 buildings, 5 blocks. 3 people. Okay? This account normally is from like 8 o'clock in the evening. Like I don't get here to past 8, but it's generally like 8 o'clock in the evening all the way up to like 4:30 in the morning. Like it's a lot of work that need to be done because see the way I bidded this is we take care of the outside too, right? So we pick up the litter and people throw M&M wrappers and things. So we got to do the perimeter check, right, of the entire plant. It's a big facility, right? But that's how I wrote it up. I agreed to do that, right? So that was a way for me to mark up the price even more by offering to do just a litter pickup on the outside. Okay, so a company like this, I would charge by the hour because I'll make more by the hour. But a smaller base facility, 3,000 square foot, a 2,500 square foot, because a lot of these buildings aren't really huge. I mean, they might look huge from the outside, but they're really not. They're, even a 5,000 is not a lot. It's not a lot of space, at least to me, right? So that's why people that order, like people that have my lead generation, they're able to make, I mean, not lead generation, but my estimate breakdown sheet, they're able to make money from it because the prices is like middle ground prices, right? Where you're able to at least mark them up and still make a profit, or you can just leave them as is and you'll still make a profit, right? Now, like I say, if you're on the West Coast or something like that, I would suggest you to mark it up a little bit more because you're kind of leaving money on the table. You'll be able to make more money if you mark it up, but you still will be able to make money coming in at the price that I have. It's just the cost of living. That's what I'm considering that's different, right? So that's what I would suggest. Like if you guys got a building under 3,000 square foot, I'm just telling you, do the job. I would suggest you do the job flat rate. Flat rate. Because here's the thing. Let's say you do uh let's say you do a 3,000 square foot facility, right? Let's just take that. Let's say it only take you 2.5 hours to clean it. I don't know how fast you guys could be or how good you are in training and things like that, but let's just use this example. 2.5 hours of cleaning. 3,000 square foot facility. It's just hypothetical. And let's say you just charge $55 flat rate just for the entire clean. So that's whether it take you 1 hour to clean it or it take you 4 hours to clean it, you're still going to get the $55, right? The reason I like to do the flat rate is because you don't have anybody clock watching behind you in terms of, well, you only did it in 2 hours, so I should only pay you for the 2 hours. You only did it in an hour and a half, and that way you don't have to run the time out on the clock. You don't have to stretch the clock. If you do it in 1 hour, you're going to get paid the $55. If you do it in 3 hours, you're going to get paid the 50. That's the base. That's the cool thing about the flat rate. I'm a big proponent of doing it the flat rate with those smaller size accounts. Okay, it's not, like I said, it's not until you get into the big size accounts that I would suggest you to do it by the hour. You can make more by the hour, right? But when you say, well, I'll clean this facility at 3,000 square foot for, let's say, $50, right? If you know a 3,000 square foot space, you know that's not a lot of space. And once you, like the first time you clean it, it might be a lot of work, right? Because it's your first time cleaning. You got to get the facility together, right? But the minute you go back and you keep going back, the workload is going to come a lot easier because all you're doing is touching up. All you're doing is touching up, right? You don't have to do the basic. Maybe once a month you might do, some specialty work. Wipe off the ceiling fan or something. I don't know, right? But you wouldn't necessarily have to do the ceiling fan even if you did it. Well, you probably want to do it more than once a month. But like, let's say you did it twice a week, right? Or once a week. It beats the hell out of doing it every single day, right? You don't necessarily have to do it every single day because it's not going to accumulate dust like that every single day. And I'm just being honest with how I look at things, right? I mean, you could do it every single day, right? It wouldn't hurt, you want to get the dust that fell from yesterday, go ahead and do it every single day, okay? But like a 3,000 square foot building is not a huge space, right? You can charge a flat rate for it. I would charge a flat rate for that, and if it takes you 2 hours, considering just the typical American, let's say at $10 an hour for 2 hours, $10 an hour, let's say at a job, and we just say, I know McDonald's don't pay that much, but let's just use McDonald's. McDonald's, you flipping the burger, right? $10 an hour. 2 hours, you'd have made how much money? $10 an hour, 2 hours, you'd have made how much money? $20, right? That's just considering 2 hours. Now, 2 hours in your cleaning business at a flat rate, 3,000 square foot, something you can get done in 2 hours, even 2.5 hours. Even if it was 2.5 hours, you charge $55, right? Or $50, right? You get where I'm going with it. And that's just per cleaning. So the way you would do it, the way you do the arithmetic, guys, let's just kind of walk it out here. I want to make sense to you guys, to show you how I think about it. I got several ink pens, guys, because I'm forever running out of ink. So, okay. All right, so let's just take it. Let's just write it down here. Let me see if I got a marker. Yeah, I got a Sharpie. All right, so let's just take it just for this example, guys. Sheesh. Okay, so just this example. So you say, I'm gonna just put MD, McDonald's. McDonald's, you work 2 hours. Put 2H. Times 10. And you made $20, right? For 2 hours. 2 hours times 10, you made $20. Okay, so I'm gonna put CB for cleaning business. Okay, so you got your cleaning business, right? You charge a flat rate of, let's just say 3,000 square feet, flat rate, $50. This is hypothetical, okay? $50 per cleaning. $50 per cleaning. Okay, let's say you clean this building. Let me see, a lot of my accounts like that, they're like 3 times a week or twice a week. Okay, so we're just gonna take twice a week. Watch me. I got a video on here. If you guys watch my old video, you're gonna see me like counting cash. Like if you go down my channel, you will see it. It's a very old video. I think it said 12 hours I made $1,600. 12 hours for the month, $1,600. Go down my channel, you guys will see it. It's very old. The video quality is probably old. It was with a different phone at the time. But you will see, how do you determine it? That's what I'm saying. That's what that's where it states on my estimate breakdown sheet, Tony. My actual sheet. But again, like in the beginning, you have to like go with like the bear market rate. Like in the beginning, like if you don't have an estimate breakdown sheet, you get the square footage, you get the workload. But let me get back to this. I'm gonna definitely get back to you. This is just for general cleaning, guys. General cleaning, okay? Just not with any extra work. Because extra work, you're gonna go up. So McDonald's, we're making $20 an hour. We make $20 in 2 hours, right? Basing it at a $10 an hour gig. Okay, CB, $50 per cleaning. We're gonna use this example here, times 2. I would use 3, but we're going to use 2. This is why when you hear me say I like those once a week, twice a week, and 3 times per week accounts. Okay, I'm dropping nuggets. I'm giving you guys intel, a little insight. Hopefully you following me. Okay, the greedy become the needy. A lot of people then gave me estimates and they say, Fabio, this building is 4,000 square foot, and I charged them. I thought it was fair to charge them $199. I said, whoa. I said, that's just one cleaning? Yeah, that's just one cleaning. I said, well, let me know if you get it. Okay, just let me know if you get it, and keep me posted. Now, that's at once clean. I know they're not gonna get it at no 4,000 square feet, unless because you got some companies that'll pay that, like well-to-do multi-million-dollar companies and billion-dollar companies. They have the budget for it. They wouldn't mind paying it. They feel like, they premium service, they'll pay it. Some people will pay it, okay? But the like when you look at dentist people and chiropractors, these are still considered small businesses, you guys. These are not like Microsoft, like big companies. So even though the dentist might be making hundreds of thousands of dollars, or he might be $1 million player, right? A year, that's still small business as it relates to just big business America. Like they consider a private small business, right? They're a niche market, right? A dentist is a niche market, right? He don't do back work, he don't do feet, he don't do nothing, he do teeth, right? That's a niche, okay? Small business, private business, right? Okay, so we're gonna get back to it. $50 per cleaning times 2, twice a week. Okay, so by the end of the first week, how much money did you make? $100. Okay, what you're gonna do? What you're gonna do? You're gonna take that $100. You're doing it twice a week. Now, how many hours did it take you? 2 hours, 4 hours in a week. You made $100. How many other places you can go just at the basic rate? Let's using $10 an hour. You make $100, 4 hours, right? Usually you don't even make that, or you make pretty close to that in an 8-hour shift, just dealing with like a basic, minimum wage, $9 an hour type of person, right? You see where I'm going with it. 2 hours, you made $100. Okay. Now, it's 4 weeks in a month, generally speaking, or they say 4.3. Okay, we're going to use this case to make the arithmetic simplistic. We're going to use 4 weeks. We're not going to use the 4.3. Okay. Okay, so $100 times 4 weeks in a month. And this is my thinking, guys. This is how it makes sense to me. Equals $400 a month. Okay? How many hours did you put in? How many hours you put in, guys? Twice a week. Right? Twice a week. How many hours you put in? You did 2 hours, or we're going to use, 2 hours per day, right? It took you to clean it. That's 4 hours for 1 week, right? 8, 12, 16. 16 hours a week, $400 for the month. I'm sorry, it'd be 16 for the month, right? Man hours. 16 man hours. Right? 4 for the first week, 4 for the second week, that's 8. 4, that's 12. 4, that's 16. 16 hours a month, you made $400. 16 hours, $400. Now you see where I'm going with this. Now you see why I say if you keep the numbers, if you kind of come in low, you keep the numbers low, right? That's why I like those. People tell me, is it Fabi, I want those big accounts like what you have. Like this, yeah, this pays me a lot, but it's more headache than my smaller accounts, right? It's more headache. They ask for your insurance and all of this stuff. Like it's more politics to it, right? It's not as simple as it seems. Yeah, I have this account, but it's, and I got other big accounts too, in Georgia and Ohio and Michigan, and I had it in VA before I sold it off and all of that stuff, right? So in theory, big accounts tend to make you a lot of money. One account, boom, you got a lot of money. But these baby accounts, right? These smaller accounts, 3,000 square feet, 4,000, 5,000, you can make an absolute fortune in a very short amount of time. And it didn't take a lot of time. It took you 16 man hours per month. Per month. And if you get one good employee, 2 good employees, you can have them going from site to site. Pay them well. Right? Somebody was coming out, thought it was one of my employees. So 16 man hours a week. We used the $400 example. Again, guys, and this is how I equate to it. This is how I come up with it, right? So at McDonald's, you did 2 hours at $10 an hour. That's $20, right? And that's just before taxes, right? That's before taxes. Okay, so you got $50 per cleaning for a 2 times a week account. That's $100. Okay, Um, you multiply it 100 times 4. It's 4 weeks in a month, generally speaking. That's $400, right? Now just imagine if you just duplicate that. You get another facility just like that with the same type of pay rate. Okay, so now you're up $800, right? I'm just saying if you duplicate the same type of deal, you come in at the $40, in the $50 range, right? It only take you 2 hours to do it, right? Now you're up $800 that quick. You're damn near peaking $1,000. Two accounts, small size accounts, right? You not it's not even bigger accounts. Again, everybody have their way to do it, guys. This is my way, this, you know, because I'm more of a realist. I'm more of a realist when it come down to it, right? I'm more of simplicity, right? I like to be simplistic. Okay, so um, it's when you make it harder for yourself, you get no deals, right? I just gave you this example. This is not even on my estimate breakdown sheet. Like I say, with my estimate breakdown sheet, that's how I write my estimates up all the time. Just using that, I plug it in. I make sure there's no extras. Who's supposed to handle the products, the solutions, the chemicals, whatever the case is. If I'm supposed to handle that, I mark that up. So I'm gonna add more to the quote, right? Because they got to pay for that. Then you got to charge them taxes. A lot of people don't charge taxes. They don't even think about charging taxes. If I got to pay taxes, you got to pay taxes. So I'm charging them taxes on the service we provide. And it's going to be on the invoice. So you can itemize that. You can say, this is your service charge, $400 times, let's say $50 for your chemicals, right? I'm just playing with figures. $50. So what's that? 450. And then your whatever your sales tax rate is in your state, right? And you charge them the sales tax, right? Because you got to pay taxes on it. So you got to charge them some taxes, right? Or you're going to be taken from your bottom line. You're going to be cutting yourself short. Okay. Um, this is how I do it. Again, somebody else on YouTube might tell you something different, and that's okay. I tell people there's no right or wrong way to do it. Whatever works for you. If it makes sense for you to do it the way that you're doing it, it's cool. But I think this is a simplified way, the way I just showed you guys with the example that I just gave you. And that's just working with a very small building, right? The 3,000 square feet is not a big space, guys. Like when you get in and when you first clean it, it's new to you, so you got to get the hang of it. You got to get used to it. But once you train yourself, and you'll be able to do 3,000 square feet with your eyes closed. Like, man, you would just be getting your zone. Can you imagine going in there with your headphones on? You're in your zone. You're focused. You're concentrated. You're listening to motivation or music or country or whatever you're listening to, right? And you're in your zone. You wiping down, you're dusting, you're getting this stuff together. And I'm just talking about you, meaning you, right? Not even having an employee in there, just you, meaning you. You know what I'm saying? So again, guys, the greedy become the needy, and that's why a lot of my subscribers aren't picking up contracts because they coming in too high. A lot of the people that I help with quotes are actually getting the jobs. I know this because I got emails and I get text messages and things factual. Bro, thanks, bro. Like I got that one deal that you told me about. Thanks. Bro, I got the apartment complex. I helped somebody with an apartment deal. They wasn't sure how to charge per unit. Now that's a little trickier, okay? Because you're dealing with different units, different sizes, 1 bedrooms, 2 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms. So I gave them technique that I'm not going to discuss here. I only discuss that on the coaching call. So if you guys want that, you have to hit me up for the coaching on how I actually go about dealing with the apartments. Same thing with dealing with residential. I only kind of talk about that on the coaching call, give you some real slick value on how to deal with that and how to pick up new contracts and things of that sort. But yeah, man, outside of that, like I say, man, a once a week account, Yeah. Well, yeah, that's with anybody. The building, a home, apartments, you know. But it all comes from your demeanor. The minute you walk in, the minute they see you, they lock eyes on you. They've already prejudged you. Okay. So that's why I tell people the way you look, and people don't believe when I say this, but the way you look ultimately determine if you get the contract. Sometimes people will play maybe the race card. You have dreadlocks, they don't want to hire you because you got dreadlocks. That looks too grueling. I used to think the same way with braids. I played with my hair a lot. I knew cutting it wasn't an option. I wasn't going to do that. I just didn't feel like adjusting myself for that sake would, is for me. But I know people that clean buildings that's Indian, right? They have the whole Indian hair wrap. They have the native Indians. These I actually know cleaners, right? That Sikh, right? They have the the hair wrap on, right? That's like guys. Yeah, yeah. They have their damn. Let me think. I would remember. They have their hair wrap on, and they get contracts. You know, um, so I know if like the foreigners, Mexicans is good at getting contracts. They do the cleaning business. The women, especially the women, and they're killing it like out in my area as far as doing like the homes and the residential side. A lot of Mexican women is killing it in my area, right? Out southwest. Let me see here. Eric G. I do money week by 4.3 weeks in a month. Well, you could do it by that, but every month isn't 4.3. So, generally speaking, you got 4 months in 4 weeks in a month. Generally speaking, you have so many months out of the year that it's five was not like 5 weeks. It's 4.3. It's 4 weeks and 3 days basically. That's why it's 4.3, right? So, um, I would rather price it at a 4 week because see, you're doing it at 4.3, it drive the price up. So there's times that I would either a waive the 3 days, right, and I'll just give them that in the price, right, or I would just set up my own price and add it to that. But either way it go, you're still marking it up. So I tend to not worry so much about the 3 days. The people that's working for those 3 days, if they got to work on those 3 days, they're still going to get paid regardless. Okay. So in my mind, that's especially considering that most of the months are 30 days, right? They're not, well, they're mostly 4 weeks, I should say. They're not 4.3. So it's not like every month I'll be losing out on some money, right? Or I came in low on the numbers. So, but it's up to you, Eric. If it makes sense that way, go ahead and do it that way. If you can get the check, you get the bag for that, go ahead and do it. You know, but like I say, I wanted to definitely get this video out. Like I say, the main premise of this video, you guys, is how important is it to have a social media presence or online presence. I think it's important, but I don't think it's a need. I don't think you necessarily need it, but it's great to have it. Like if you got a website or you got Facebook like page, fan page, whatever, business page, whatever the case is, go ahead, have all of that. Okay, go ahead and build it all. That just set your presence up online. Now, as far as you getting traction from that, I don't know, right? But it allow you to set your presence up online. Okay, I'm not against it. It's just me. I don't have a website, and my business do extremely well across the areas in which I operate in, right? So that within itself let me know that okay, it's not a need, but maybe if I have it, maybe I might drive my revenues up even more, right? Who knows? But I do, like I say, I don't think it's a need, but I think it's nice to have. if you want to do it. I don't think you should hold business back. Like some people told me, Fabi, I'm going to hold my business back till I get my website up. I don't think you should do it like that. I think you should go ahead, door to door, market, pick up the phones, do your flyers, whatever you got to do, right? If you doing Facebook ads, go ahead and do Facebook. But I don't think you should hold back on starting your business because you don't have a website or because you don't have the social media platform built right, have it to your liking at this point. Okay, don't do it because every day that you wait, somebody else is picking up that account. That's an account that you could have had, but because you decided to wait, somebody else got that contract, right? So I wouldn't wait at all. I wouldn't wait at all. But like I said, man, you want to keep your numbers simple. Um, I wouldn't say charge really, really low, right? But be reasonable. Like I say, I had somebody that told me that I think it was 3,000 or 4,000. They were going to charge $199 just for one cleaning, and that would be per cleaning. That's what they're charging. I say, you're just not going to get that. I don't think you're going to get it. This is what I'm thinking, but I told him, I'll say, well, let me know how it works out. Let me know how it works out. They never did let me know how it worked. They never called me back and say, Fabio, it worked out or it didn't work out. But I'm probably willing to gamble that it didn't. Unless you just got somebody that's a big time player, they don't mind spending the money like that. Most people would think that that's too high for that size building. Again, unless it's extra cleaning. And even with extra cleaning, I wouldn't do $199 unless it's got to be a massive clean to do it, to mark it up that high for a 4,000 square foot one time a week or two time a week cleaning. Okay, so that's just my feel behind it, guys. You keep the arithmetic, solid. You keep it uh, stable. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it, guys. As far as coming in with your numbers, I wish I can give you a set formula for that. Unfortunately, I can't. Um, if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Let me know if you guys have any questions for me. If you guys if you weren't on when I came in, I got two rewards yesterday. This one was for Citizen. Let me see. How important is your name online? I might have missed what you said. The name online. Um, I think branding overall is big for your business, and that's online or offline. But see, I don't have a big name online, and my company does extremely well, right? I don't have a website. I have an about me, right? Are you asking me how about your company name? Don't worry about what everybody else is using, right? You just build yours differently, right? So whatever your name is, as long as it's unique to you, you feel comfortable with the name, then go ahead and use it. Build that name up. Don't worry about what everybody, because you can't control what everybody think, right? You can't control what everybody think. You just have to operate a lot different. So I had a ceremony, you guys. I went to the ceremony. I want to stand out in a search, but people to know right away what it is. Well, they will know with strategic planning. Strategic planning, working at it every single day, they'll know. They'll know. But you have to build that buzz up for yourself. You have to get yourself out there. You have to keep marketing. You have to keep calling. You have to, get your t-shirts and your hats and things like that with your company logo and stuff. You have to build your brand up, build yourself up. First it start off with you wearing it, and then your employees get to wearing it, and You know, before you know it, you building this buzz in your area. You got a nice little logo or whatever the case is. You got a nice little name on you. You build that name up. The hell with what anybody else think. Okay, if you feel that name is, you know, got some type of correlation to how you feel, you know, about yourself and about your business, and you feel you and that name gel well, then go ahead and use that name. So yeah, guys, I had a SEO matter though for online. Uh, for our business, again, the early part of the video, like you said, you probably missed it. I'm not really a strickler on it because I've been able to do, let's put it this way, at least 6 figures with my business and not be online since like 2012, right? Right? Because you got to think like, unless you populate on the first page of Google. So, for an example, if somebody type in, let's take Miami. They type in Miami, Florida cleaning companies or Miami cleaning companies. If you don't populate on that first page, generally speaking, people don't hit the second page. Sometimes they do. Okay, people hit the second page, but if you're not on the first 2 pages, you can forget about it because no one is going to go all the way out cyberspace looking for a cleaning company, right? They're going to call the companies that's on the first or second page, generally speaking. Okay, so that's where SEO come in. You have to populate there. But if, like I say, if you got a good video populate well through the Google algorithm, right? Like if you have a good video explaining your company or a good video talking about what you're doing or a good video before and now video where you show before you clean the place and now how it looks, or a video of you giving like a tutorial, you know, like teaching others about, you know, technique or whatever the case is, you give that, then people that say, for an example, that's looking for, if you're in Miami and your video populate and it's on the first page, they're more prone to clicking on that video, taking a look. You know what? I really like this company. They do great work. And then you have your number, you know, on the video, right? 1-800 blah blah blah, right? Or, you know, 305 123 444444, whatever, right? You have the number on the video. So they jot your number down while they're watching the video. Then when they call you, ask them, well, how did you hear about us? And then they say, well, off of Google, right? But you have to populate on the first 2 pages first, right? Because people are not going to keep clicking until they out, out space somewhere, right? They're not going to keep clicking looking for a cleaning company. They're going to call really what's on the first 2 pages, and unless you populate there, then you're not going to necessarily get that call, right? Never knew that video would help. Yeah, video will help. Video will help. It'll land you on the first two. You know, you just keep posting videos you like on your you get a YouTube channel, right? Or any video platform. It don't necessarily have to be YouTube. YouTube just the biggest, right? But you can share the video on any video platform, right? And post your video up. This is how, hey guys, this is Mark such and such with such and such a cleaning solutions or whatever the case is. Hey, this is what the place look like. Hey, this is what the home look like. You know, make sure you don't show no personal if you're in the home. You show the carpet. Hey, we did a carpet cleaning. This is what the carpet look like now. This is what the carpet look like afterwards, right? If you need carpet work, woo, 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 woo. You could be getting deals for carpet cleaning and you're not even the one that's cleaning the carpet. You got a subcontractor doing it, right? Hey guys, this is Tony with da 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 cleaning company. I'm in West Michigan or I'm in da 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 da. This is what the carpet looked like. I'm just give you guys a little short look at what this carpet looked like. What they want us to do is steam cleaning or whatever, shampoo, whatever the case is, right? So I'm gonna come back with another video and show you guys the results. Boom, right? And then you come back with another video and you show them right? Boom. So now you get a before picture of it. You take a picture with your camera phone, another picture, and you just get one of those little apps that you know how you guys do it, right? You put it together in the app, before, after, boom. So you can even do pictures. Pictures populate well on Google through the Google algorithm. Ugh, right? But I think video is better because you can explain what you're doing, whether you're doing a carpet cleaning job, a window cleaning job, a power washing job, whether you're just doing general cleaning, right? You could be showing people the proper way to do a wipe down or to dust or whatever. You could show techniques, things like that. So if your potential client is online and they looking for your company, even though you do not have a website, you do not have a blog, you do not have a certain page, you will populate that way. You can get a commercial done, right? Uh, Very reasonably, right? And they'll place it online for you. Do the editing, do the voiceover. If you guys need help with that, just email me. I send you over to who I use. They're local, but they can work with you all over the country or even outside of the country, right? So they local to where I'm at, but they're pretty reasonable. So if you guys want to like formulate your own little commercial, you can do it. Post it up on YouTube or any video platform, right? Your title got to be right? Because you got to have the right title. You want it to be Google friendly, right? So you title the video well, and eventually it'll pop. It won't happen overnight. I'm tell you that now. It won't happen overnight, but eventually it will jump in the populate. It could happen overnight and very quickly if there's not a lot of cleaning companies in your area on the first two pages, right? So if it's not a lot of cleaning companies and you post and you show, video one and video two and different things, right, with your company name, hey, uh, Texas Cleaning Services, da 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 da, right? Here's the phone number. You have the phone number on the video, the phone number under your description, or whatever the case is. Boom. They click on the video, they get to see your work or get to see you in action. Okay, so that's a way that you guys could do it. I did that early on. Like if you go and look at my older videos and stuff, I showed me cleaning and stuff like that, and I was able to get some accounts like that, right? But I figure most of my people wasn't looking for me online because I was always out hustling and bustling. So most of my people that came to me were through word of mouth of someone else. So maybe I cleaned this gentleman office and maybe he referred his other partner or he referred his accountant or he referred his realtor to me, and then they'll call me and say, yes, I was referred to you by such and such a dentist office or whatever, such and such a doctor's office. I just wanted to see if you guys can come in and give me a quote. Sure, and then you set it up like that. You get it through a referral. Okay. So that's how I get a lot of my business. Like early on, in the early on stages when I began to grow, I was getting it through referral on both residential and commercial, right? Then I stopped doing residential for a significant amount of time, and not too long ago, I just went back to it. But like I said, guys, I had got a plaque here for our great work. This is for like showing up. Basically, they presented me with this. My employees show up. They do, be to work on time and all of that. So this is more of a you come to work on time, right? Type of plaque here. This one is just more of an overall by the same company, more of an overall plaque right here that I was presented with, and that's just they presented me with this today or yesterday. Now it's after midnight. They presented me with this. See, wrote my name on it, Fabio Hart. So, yeah, they presented me with these two plaques. We don't call off. We show up. We do a good job. We're always on time. And I get the credit, obviously, because it's my business. But I have to really get this plaque. This is really for my employees, really, right here. Because without them showing up, being on time, doing what they're supposed to do, we wouldn't have got this one right here. So this one is for doing a great job overall. you know, they appreciate our service. They, you know, they love the work we put in. They love what we do. And this one right here is just for more of uh, being punctual, showing up attendance, basically, right? So I brought these in. I could have left them in the car, but I brought them in. I wanted to show them to you guys to show that, you know, your customers will appreciate you, you know, every so often, right? Sometimes they cut you checks, right? Sometimes they invite you to different parties and different gatherings. And I love those things because they allow me the chance to get to meet other people. But you don't get these by just being late. You don't get these by not working hard. Okay, guys. So it's gonna take work, right? Great customer service. If they say, hey, you forgot to do this, you don't give them no back mouth and back talk or anything. You just get the job done. Okay? You train your staff. That's how I get this. Right here, that's how I got this. By training my having a well trained staff. Right? Because if they were fucking up, then they wouldn't give us for exceptional work. Right? I wouldn't have gotten this today. If they didn't show up on time, they wasn't punctual, you know, their attendance wasn't there, I wouldn't have got this. So you get the credit, right? I get the credit. My name's is on the plaques and stuff like that, right? But without them, it would be no me. So that's why it's very, very important, you guys, to, you know, train your staff, be big on training, always answer their calls when they need you. Um, you know, help them out, you know, don't be real hard on them and, you know, be over bossy. That kills it, right? That kills it. Especially if you got an employee that just come to work just to get the check, because you got those employees that come just to get the check, right? So they already really don't want to come, but they got to make money. So you don't want to kill the spirit, and you know that's all you have right now. They working, they do, you know, pretty decent work. You don't want to kill them out by just trying to be over bossy, just because you're the boss, right? So yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. Again, this one was for attendance here, being punctual, always on time. They do a good job. This one was just for overall, you know, just exceptional work. You know, we go the extra mile. We do what we're supposed to do. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully, this video taught you guys a lot, at least about putting the numbers in and how to have a great work ethic. If you guys have any questions, I would love to entertain them right now. If you don't, then I can go ahead and call the video. All right. Um, Don said, congrats. Thanks, Don. I greatly appreciate you, dude. Um, yeah, I greatly appreciate all you guys here. You guys are the reason I do these videos. If you have any more questions, like I said, just throw them at me, guys. You know, I have a few people on here look like that's watching me. If you got any deals, man, you know you can always email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com. That's BOOK, F like Frank, A like Apple, B like boy, IOHART @gmail.com. Um, yeah, you know, I'd love to help you with your numbers if you're having a problem with that. Um, but like I say, come in low. Don't be overpricey in the beginning. As you pick up steam and get your name out and feel like you worked your way up to charge more, that you know, be a big shot with the prices, then do so. If you want to go after bigger accounts like these, you know, little plants and stuff that I like to pick up, these are great income things right here, man. I mean, you don't necessarily have to get a four, you know, like a place like this, man. It's a lot of space, right? But they got like plants that's 10,000 square foot, 1,100, you know, 11,000 square feet. You know, you can do that. Can you net 15 ever? Yeah, you can net 15. I'm all for it. I'm all for the net 15. Go ahead and net 15 some of the jobs and net 30 other jobs. That way you got money coming in all around the month. You know, money coming like today was a check day for me, right? So we pick checks up every other month. I'm sorry, every other Monday for certain accounts. But the majority of my accounts are net 30s, but I do have those net 15 accounts. So bi-weekly, Monday on certain accounts, I'm going to pick up checks. So today was a check day for me. I feel like if you net 30, it turns out to be a net 45. There's only a net 45 if you're not on top of it. You got to send the invoice out. Send the invoice out on time. If you heard me on my other videos, you hear that I normally tell people to send the invoice out on the 27th or the 28th of the month. So by the 1st, I give them the 2 to 3 days. By the 1st, the check should be ready. If, like I did a video before, like I think it was last week, somebody weren't getting paid on time. They were frustrated. Bills were becoming due and they didn't have the money. I had one of my subscribers. I actually chewed him out. I called him. I did a live. I chewed him out. Let me see. No, you won't want to offer a price break for a shorter net. I mean, if you got a deal that's if you got a deal let's say $1,000 a month, then that'll be a $500 deal. My phone think it's about to go dead on me. Negative. I had to charge the thing up. All right. If you got $1,000 deal, then that'll be $500 like bi-weekly, right? Because it'll equal $1,000. So you just split it in half. Whatever you negotiated for the whole month, you tell them, this will charge for the month. We net 50, right? So when you go to get the check, it'll just be $500 this day and $500 the next day. I mean the next pickup day. And there you go. There's your $1,000. So you can do some accounts net 15 and then you do some accounts net 30. You guys got some more questions for me? All right, well, I'll go ahead and let you guys go. You can email me at bookfabiohart@gmail.com, bookfabiohart@gmail.com. If you have any further questions, the only person that can ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you. Take care.